What's up, YouTube? This is Joe, the 50-something Dasher. Welcome back to the channel for another DoorDash daily recap. This is February 16th, 2025. It is a Sunday afternoon on a day where, unfortunately, my Dash got cut short because of bad weather. But I still made a decent amount of money in a short amount of time before the weather hit. So we'll get into all of that. I mentioned in yesterday's video how there was a dollar peak starting at 5 a.m. this morning. So I think I woke up around 4 a.m. or 4:30, something like that. But I waited until 5 to log in. That way I make sure I get the peak on every order. And as you see here, right at 5 a.m., order right away, 925, 6.8 mile White Castle. So I went ahead and took this order off and running right away, right after logging in. Go to the White Castle, pick this up, deliver, 21 minutes, made the 925, 275, the dollar peak, and a 550 tip. And then right away, like a minute later, I get this 550 McDonald's order going less than a mile. And you can't see my pin position here in this screenshot, but this it's actually, I'm still, I think, sitting at the White Castle customer, and this order was going to the same street, just maybe like, I want to say like 5 or 6 doors down from the White Castle customer. It was pretty crazy. So yeah, these customers are within like walking distance of the McDonald's. So just, just like a 1 minute drive to the McDonald's, get the order, and then, I mean, super quick. This only took me 10 minutes. 10 minutes to make the 550, 250 tip from the customer. So immediately after dropping that off, how about another 550 McDonald's, less than 2 miles? Went ahead and, you know, routine. It went back to same McDonald's, pick up, delivered that in 11 minutes. And on this one, customer added a $2 tip. So that was now $7.50 that I made in 11 minutes. So let's keep these McDonald's orders coming, shall we? Okay, so that's at 5:43, and immediately McDonald's, $6, 2 miles. Heck yeah. I'll just keep on doing these. And it's the same McDonald's I'm going to. So, yeah, I'll just keep doing these. Keep them coming. On this one, however, subject to today's video, okay, so I'll leave this screenshot up here. Okay, so I pick up from the McDonald's, and I'm heading down the street here. The customer said they were located across the street from the church and off the road a little bit. So not, too close to the street. They were back in a little ways. Okay, but didn't say anything in their instructions whatsoever about GPS, whether to follow it, not follow it, anything like that. Just that they were across the street from the church. Okay, so I'm traveling down here, and GPS has me actually pass the customer and go down like a street or two and turn and basically kind of come around and park in in like a cul-de-sac of homes that's behind where the customer lives. And I know I can't get to wherever the customer is. I can't get to them from where I'm at. So I exit out of there, come back out to the main road, and try to see if there's, some kind of turn in to something right across from the church. And basically, I kind of find the customer like on my own without GPS help. And anyway, so the it took me a minute to find the right unit, and I saw the customer standing at the door finally. So, oh, okay, so it's that one. Okay, so I go up there and I kind of apologize, and I said, yeah, GPS took me around the back. And the guy was like, yeah, it always does that. That's why I put in my instructions and I'm right across from the church. And folks, I didn't say anything to him in that moment because I don't I just I hate to kind of come across I just I don't know. I don't like to correct the customers, and it sounds like I'm reprimanding them or getting after them, and I don't want to do that. So a lot of people are just, let's face it, they're just bad with instructions. And it's just the way it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just kind of frustrating. But what I wish I could have said to the guy was like, well, sir, just saying that you're across from the church, that's not really that helpful because I mean when I was approaching, yeah, I could tell from the pin position, yeah, you're across from the church, you're on the other side of the church. I get that. You're somewhere over there across the street. But I need to know exactly where to turn in and what to do and what not to do. So, how that probably should have been phrased is when you get closer uh, to my location, do not follow GPS. Instead, when you're at the church, make your turn on the other side of the street. Turn away from the church. Make your turn into that parking lot, go back, and you'll see I think they were white building apartments. Drive back until you see the white apartment buildings, and that's where I'm at. That's probably how that should have been worded, or how I would have worded it. Um, but it is what it is. And I here and I got and I didn't screenshot his instructions, but I had this giant eagle customer coming up that had much better instructions, and I'll show that here in just a minute. $3 tip from the customer for $6. So I made it was over $28 in that first hour, 5 to 6. I made like 28 something, and on a White Castle and 3 McDonald's orders. Bam, 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 bam. It's pretty cool. Okay. Now, 2 minutes later, here we go. Now, I did the 4 orders that tied me up for the first hour. Now, let's just do this one order, and here, $26. Here we go. I'll do it. And I only got to shop for 6 items at Meijer. And this will take me, even if this took me clear to 7, well, still, that's, $26 an hour. So I'm off to a really good start here. So I take this order, get to Meijer 10 minutes later. And this seems super simple right here. I only got to shop for 3 things. Customer B is just 3 packages of those chicken breast fillets, and then cereal and milk for the other customer. I mean, how simple. Well, 2 of the 3 things wasn't in stock. Can you believe that? Only the milk was, just milk was there, and just grabbed 2 of them. And the other 2 things, there was out of stock issues. So let's keep this up for a second. I found the fillets, but there was only one bag left. Okay, so, and I didn't see, and I was going to text like a picture to the customer of like some kind of comparable substitution, but I didn't see any breaded chicken breast fillets like that. All I saw was those, like the Tyson, like the round ones, round sandwich chicken fillets, and like I saw those in like the Meyer brand. I didn't see anything else like this, that type of chicken fillet. So I didn't have like any. I didn't know what to offer as like a substitution, and I just sent You'll see the message here in a second. I sent a message that they only have one bag. Would you like a couple bags of something else? The French toast crunch syrup, that was out of stock. So I had to send a shelf picture to that customer. Okay. First I messaged the customer about the chicken fillets, and then I proceeded to shop and mess around with the other customer. Uh so here it's 6:25. I've At this point I've sent my messages to both customers. I've also tried to call both customers and neither one answered. Um, so the one on the chicken, so basically I had to send my copy and paste message. No answer to the text or phone call. I'm now checking out with the missing items. You will be refunded for the missing items. Thank you for placing your DoorDash order today. Okay, it's just copy and paste. Send that, and I'm just gonna buy and deliver just one bag of that to that customer. I mean, and you see here, 10 minutes went by, and no response to that message, and didn't answer the phone. And then so I sent that, and then I was gonna send the same copy and paste to the other customer because it had been 3 minutes on that customer. Right as soon as I went back into the other customer's chat, I seen the little typing symbol that the customer was answering the message, and then she said and told me what to get, the cinnamon toast crunch family size, and so I was able to substitute for that customer. um, and so the shopping time was 6:26. um, so 14 minutes, not bad considering I had to send those messages and wait for responses, and so that still wasn't bad. And deliver that at 6:55. So 53 minutes made the 26 bucks. There you see the $2 peak pay. 10.50 from DoorDash, and then a 3.50 tip and a $10 tip. So really good order there. And then, folks, at 6:55, then things kind of got shut down for. The 7 o'clock hour was not anything like the first 2 hours. I died for about a half hour. Was sitting around the Meyer parking lot. It's 7:13. This was soon after I pulled into Meyer. I got this, but I wasn't thrilled about this order. Uh, $7, 5 miles, Walgreens. I decline, and then I sat and I sat and I sat. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go home. So I came home, fix something in the microwave to eat, talk to my wife, kind of checked in with her, yada yada. And then I get this was no, I'm sorry, no, I starting to head home, and I got the en route to home. I got this giant eagle $9.90. Yeah, I got to shop for 11 items, but it's only 2.5 miles. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this, and it should take me less than a half hour. Here's the list. Um, and I didn't. I don't think I had any problems with any of this. Found everything fairly easily. Um, and they tried to do a stack. I'm not doing that. Traveling an additional 6.5 miles for only 675. I know it's just two items there, but that was the decline. And so had this shopped in 11 minutes. So that was pretty quick. It was it was also kind of like pouring rain outside. So I don't remember ever doing this before on a shopping order, but I took my catering bag inside the store with me, and kind of confused the cashier. For she was like, "Do you want me to bag these, or are you just putting the items in there?" And I said, "No, if you want to." Bag them. I'll put the bags in this bag. I just brought this in here because it's raining outside. Normally, in the past, I've gotten paper bags from there, and which I didn't want to get like all wet, and soggy and everything. They'd probably tear on me. But they gave me a different kind of material bag, though. It wasn't paper. Not sure the material actually. And then so here's an example of better instructions from the customer. Okay, so if GPS leads you into the parking lot, my apartment is in the back of the building facing the street. And as I was approaching, I knew what she was talking about. By the street, she meant the main street that the apartment complex is off of, basically. And I was on the street, I saw the pin position, I was like, oh, okay, and I understood everything she was talking about. But on this particular instance, GPS did not have me turn in. It was directing me to kind of like park on the main street, and the apartment was right there. And so, like I said, much better instructions. These customers, you need to tell the driver what to follow and what not to follow for GPS. You live in your home, and hopefully at least to test it out, you've used GPS to get to your own address. I've talked about it before. I'm the one that had to set it up for my apartment here. I contacted Apple Maps. I contacted Google. I'm the one that did everything. I took pictures of the street signs. So I knew from the very beginning how it directed drivers here. Because my wife and I had food deliveries, we had packages delivered. You're supposed to know these things about your own home. It feels like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I don't know. But yeah, this is the way instructions should be. Tell me, as far as GPS is concerned, tell me what I should or should not do with regards to GPS. Just telling me that you live across the street from a church, and you live across the street and the house sets back in. Well, that's not helping me a whole lot as far as where to actually turn my car to get to you. You know, and it's and also you have to kind of it's kind of a fine line because, and at the same time, having said all that, you don't want to provide too many instructions either. So you don't want to write a book here. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of tricky sometimes, and some people have a hard time with relaying to other people directions, and yeah, it is what it is. Delivered at 7:56. So this took me, what is this, 23 minutes for, and made, you might as well say, $10 in 23 minutes. So good job there. 390 tip from the customer. That was a good order. Then I come home. I come home. I was fixing something to eat in the kitchen. I'm gonna get one of these cough drops. Actually, is this unopened? These are unopened. If you've never tried Fisherman's Friend before, these are pretty potent cough drops. But anyway, so my DoorDash bell or whatever goes off when I'm in the kitchen. My wife hears it. I decline this. This just seemed kind of raunchy to me. 24.75, 14.5 miles. But I gotta shop at two different stores that are on opposite sides of my zone. Um, I just didn't like this order, and my wife, like I said, she heard it and she's like, "Oh, what did you get?" And I showed her this screenshot, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't have done that either because." And she said the same thing about how Meijer and Target are on opposite sides, and so decline. And then what was it like a minute? Oh, it's just a minute later. See, this is better. This is pretty much the same dollar amount. It's just a 25 cents less, and the mileage is about the same, but I only got to go to Meijer. I don't got to mess around with Target. So absolutely on this second one, and this is another order that can take me an hour to do, and you know and be profitable. And this is pretty good. It's a Fisherman's Friend Honey Lemon. First time ever trying it. This is not a paid advertisement. um, Takes me 10 minutes to get to Meijer. Uh, just a standard grocery shop for A. Uh, B only had the 4 items. Just the only little thing here was, you see here, after 9 minutes of shopping, I had one item left, and it's over across the other side of the store, HBC. So I had to go clear over the other side. Found that pretty easily, but that only took 2 minutes. So had everything shopped at 8:30. Um, Got to tell a story about the first customer. So, well, first of all, by the time I got to Meijer, now the snow was coming. It's starting to come down. It was earlier in the dash. It was raining, and then that turned to snow, and I wasn't like paid. I didn't pay too close attention to the weather forecast. I wasn't expecting some kind of like blizzard, and for my county to be put on a level 1 snow emergency. I didn't know any of that was coming, and so and it was I was leaving the Meijer parking lot, and I thought my window was defrosted enough to see, but it wasn't. I had to stop the car in another parking space. I had to wait a couple minutes for my window, and then proceeded very carefully to this first customer. I mean, it was bad, driving conditions. I got stopped at a couple stoplights. I tried to take a picture of how bad it was through my front windshield, but the pictures just really didn't turn out too good and didn't really show much. So I don't have anything to show. Um, but it was bad. And I was like, I'm going to deliver these two deliveries, and then I'm not going to, drive around in this anymore. That's going to be it for now. Um, a couple different turns, I was kind of sliding around a little bit, and yeah. So anyway, I get to the first customer and come up to the door with my catering bag. I set it down. I see like a couple uh, little bowls of cat food near where I set my bag down, and I really didn't, pay close attention to what all else was sitting there. So I go to take the first sack or whatever out of my catering bag and set it on the ground next to the door. And all of a sudden, there's this like little cat house that I didn't see. This black cat shoots out of that like a cannon and runs right across, right in front of me, past the front door, scares the holy crap out of me, runs off. I look over and I see the little, home that he ran out of. And it was funny. My wife was saying that poor cat, you probably scared him doing it, putting your sack there and doing everything that you were doing. You probably scared that poor cat. um, and then delivered the second customer at 9:02. So it was just 7 minutes shy of an hour. 11:50, and then again the $2 peak, and then $6 tip and a $5 tip, and then I ended the dash and very carefully made my way home. Um, So there's the summary. As far as hourly rate and everything, very similar to yesterday. I made 9 deliveries just like yesterday, 88.65, in only 3 active hours. So another really good day. I wish I wasn't ready to quit for today. I wanted to stay on. I mean, at the very least until maybe like 12, 1, 2 o'clock. I had even had plans of maybe possibly making like 200 today. But um, I'll drive around in really cold weather. I'll drive around in the rain. But once you start getting snow accumulating, and then yeah, it's just, and my windshield wipers aren't working too great. I have to hear that constant rubbing, which is annoying. Um, I saw after that second drop off, I saw one disabled car like it just stuck in a turning lane. Everybody had to go around them. Then I got onto the interstate. I saw it was either 2 or 3 cars pulled off onto the side of the interstate. A couple of those people may have just wanted to, the snow to pass before they resumed driving, and it was a mess. My wife left like 20 minutes early for work to give herself extra time, and she was still late to work. There was some kind of accident, and some cars were able to do a U-turn in the street and go back the other way where they came from, but she had cars behind and in front of her. She couldn't make that U-turn and was stuck there until they cleared the accident scene. So it was just bad. Um, so anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks so much for other stats here, just real quick. Miles, 69 miles driven to make the 88 bucks. So I met goal there, and started and finished the dash with 43%. So no change there. Now at 3,642 deliveries. Welcome to the channel, new subscribers. Just picked up a couple yesterday, so thank you very much. Welcome. And that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Drive safe out there, guys. And we'll do this all, or we'll try to do this all again tomorrow. Thanks again.